Hello and welcome to Matcha Mornings, part of the Wander Barn Podcast Network. I'm your host, Amanda Kingsmith, and I'm excited to dive deep on topics around holistic health, the power of food, hormone health, how the practices of yoga can impact our health and well-being, and much more. So grab your cup of tea, settle in, and let's get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Matcha Mornings podcast. Today on the podcast, I am excited to be joined by Rance Dunbar, aka the Chakra Doctor. And you may be wondering what on earth the Chakra Doctor is or how Rance became the Chakra Doctor. And that's really what we're diving into in this episode of the podcast. And Rance shares how he was able to overcome countless hardships in life, including child abuse, depression, disease, addiction, lack of education, suicide attempts, near death, and prison, and how through all of that, he propelled himself into a positive spiritual state of being and into a full-time Black business owner and spiritual master. And so he shares how he overcame his hardships, how he found spirituality, how he discovered the chakras and their innate ability to heal, and then how he created his own type of yoga and guided meditation called Full Chakra Activation, or FCA. And he actually takes me through a mini practice of it, which was really incredible to be able to experience. And then finally, Rance also shares how he created his own blend of all natural herbs and cold pressed oils called Miracle Food. And this is a product that's all natural, it's detoxing, it's healing, and he shares some of the amazing results his clients have had from practicing both FCA and taking Miracle Food. So this is a really fun episode. Rance was such a fun guest to interview. I'm really excited to share this with you, and I hope that you enjoy. All right, without further ado, here's the Chakra Doctor. Rance, aka the Chakra Doctor, welcome to the podcast today. I'm super excited to have you here with me.
Hi, beautiful, beautiful time, wonderful time. Thank you for having me on. Infinite love, eternal truth, and peace wave to all who are listening. It's very, very good to be here.
Yeah, I'm stoked to have you here. And I'm curious if you can share where you're joining me from today.
Well, right now I'm joining you from Alabama, Utah, Alabama, on my way to Kennedale, Texas, which is around the Fort Worth and Dallas area.
Amazing. And I appreciate the fact that you've made time out of your drive to chat with me. I'm excited to dive in with you.
Yeah, I actually literally pulled over on the highway, bought a room just to have these 45 minutes and keep going.
Oh my gosh, you're amazing.
Yeah. So I was like, I got to make this. I don't want to reschedule it. You never know what the future holds. So make sure that you get on this podcast and spread the positive energy and get it going.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so grateful that you did that. So yeah, let's make the most out of this time. And I think a good place to start is, can you just tell me a little bit about your background and your story with health and wellness and maybe how you become, known as the Chakra Doctor?
Yes. So I'm 39 years old, just made 39 this past April. I come from New Orleans, Louisiana. And let me tell you, my upbringing was a hard upbringing, to be honest. Everything from child abuse to drug addiction to recidivism to losing my major close loved ones, like my mom dying on Christmas when I was 16, and I'm an only child, being left up to the runaway services or the foster care services, if you will, because you're no longer really a foster when you're 16. They send you to group homes and things of that nature. And then, going out and journeying and learning my lessons from all of the wrong people, making the wrong decisions and being indoctrinated under the mind state of poverty, a poverty mind state, a lack mind state, a mind state that didn't see bright future for myself or for for my own self or for the people who are around me. So to be able to come from that and turn all of that into a full-time spiritual master and, self-made spiritual master, full-time entrepreneur, business scaling 5 figures a month, coming from a 9th grade dropout background, and a background that, quite frankly, everybody said that I wouldn't make it, not nearly this far, let alone this far. So it's a wonderful, wonderful story. And that was the story in brief, how I came from a real, real dark place, one might like to call, or liken it unto hell. And from out of that dark place, learned some valuable lessons and built me in a state called heaven. And so I always like to let everybody know that who's ever listening to this right now, no matter if you try to commit suicide, I've tried to commit suicide. No matter if you've been abused, I've been abused. No matter if you've lost your job or working a crappy job, I've done both, right? No matter if people are cheating on you or doing you wrong or misusing you or abusing you or just don't know how to use you or just putting you in a state of non-use. I've been there and more, if whether you're going through a system of addiction or an institution of mental health, all of these things I've been through, and I've been through them personally. And through that, I was able to build my own yoga. I literally invented my own yoga. I was literally able to invent a cure-all that cures major incurable diseases. And from all of that bad stuff came this great, beautiful, beautiful story. So it's a wonderful, wonderful time to be alive for me right now.
Yeah, that's amazing to hear. And thank you for sharing that. I'm curious, do you have like an aha moment or a moment in your life that you can kind of pinpoint where you were like, okay, I'm changing the course of my life?
Yeah. Well, it's two aha moments. Not two, it's a couple of aha moments, but the major aha moment was actually discovering my chakras and actually discovering that they truly exist as a physical representation and not just a concept in a book that I can read and think about, but an actual concept that I was able to process into a physical experience. And that let me know that gave me confirmation that all the things that I was believing in church or when I was delving off into different spiritual practices, all of those things were real and true. We were just misperceiving them. We were misunderstanding them. We are not properly dissecting these things or these holy scriptures that we have in these particular religions, because be that as it may, they are, there are some valuable, super valuable principles in there. But if we do not have the spirit of discernment and know how to understand the metaphysical world versus the physical world, then we can get lost. A lot of the terms and a lot of the things they are speaking about in the holy books are metaphysical terms, are metaphysical concepts. But we're trying to take these metaphysical principles and apply them purely physically, and we're not having any success at it because these are invisible principles. And science confirms that these principles are solid and these principles are law because they mirror one another. When they say that we have a spirit and a soul and we can't see it, that's the equivalent of everybody's talking about the Higgs boson, your God particle, and your quarks, and all of these things that you also can't see that represents light frequencies. And we're all calling it different things or different labels and different titles, but it's all the same concept. And so the greatest part I see of the concept is that part where we study the chakras. The chakras are literally, if you want to be technical, if you want to be technical, technically put, are our spirits and souls. We say we have an invisible essence of energy and immortality that lives within this body or within these bodies. And we say that there is a better place after here. But how many of us, number one, truly, truly believe it deep down inside and know? Number two, how many of us can actually prove it? This is where we have the disconnect, because a lot of the things in religion, you can't prove it under a microscope, but I beg to differ. Science actually proves religion right, and religion actually proves science to be right. They should be lying in bed together as husband and wife.
And so you discovered your chakras. Was it in like a yoga class or working with somebody or just like, watching videos out of a book? Like, how did you actually discover that?
So I lived a young life of being a knucklehead, and that life had me end up in what one might call solitary confinement in prison. And there was a book in the garbage can, people, in the garbage can. The name of this book, you can go look this book up. It was called We're All Doing Time, and it's the Yoga Ashram Prison Project. It was a free book that, you probably just receive as a free giveaway. And somebody had it on the garbage can, in the garbage can. And it was laying on top of the garbage can like a light was shining on it, like, oh, read this book. And when I read the book and found out that there are these lights inside of us, these little pieces of light inside of us, something clicked in my brain and said, I believe that. I think there is something that is invisible inside of us. I went to church. I used to go to church, and I used to sing this song at Sunday school called This Little Light of Mine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Little did I know that those little lights that they were talking about were chakras, because chakra is translated from Sanskrit to English, wheel of light or sphere of light. So little lights of mine shining literally are your chakras. And so now I begin to put pieces of the puzzle together. They always say love and light, love and light. Well, what light are they talking about? The light inside. Call your chakras. They also say the eyes are the windows to the soul. Well, if I go directly into my pupils, if I was to turn into Ant-Man and go quantum Ant-Man and dive into my pupil, I will run straight into my pineal gland, which houses my third eye chakra, aka my Higgs boson God particle that they're trying to find with the CERN machine. Okay, so through FCA yoga and creating FCA yoga, I'm able to show people this as a physical representation and a physical presence within the body, not just a talk or conjecture, right? And so it was amazing how everything just added up and lined up for me, because I grew up in a household of Christian values, and on my father's side, he had Muslim values, and I was able to get the best of both worlds, but they still weren't clicking, right? Because I wanted to feel it. I'm a person that I have to feel it in order for it to be real, or it has to be something that I can prove and say, look, see, in order for me to say, yeah, I give it my stamp of approval. And so that journey took me on the inside of myself like the magic school bus. And when I went on that journey inside of my magic school bus, inside of my body, I discovered all of our chakras, the chakras from our palm chakras to our knee chakras, ankle chakras, all chakras. And from that was the beginning, because I didn't get it right then and there. That was in 2007. I didn't get it right then and there. I thought I did. Like, hey, I discovered my chakras. Now I got it all made. I'm about to go out and tackle the world. And life comes at you full force and says, oh, yeah, you discovered the chakras? We'll see about that. Throw these distractions at him. Throw these calamities. Throw these challenges. If he's really a master of the chakras, we'll see. and boy, when those tests in life came, they tackled me. And it was like, oh my God, wait a minute. I thought I had it. I don't have it yet. I'm still committing some of the same things, and I'm still not able to get along with some of the same people, and I still go to some of the same old habits. How do I get rid of this? It was the learning about the chakras was just my beginning. And then moving along, I learned from Thinking We're Rich how to change my mentality from a mentality of poverty to a mentality of wealth and abundance and riches. And that's when things really began to finally take a turn for me in my life, when I actually started to train my mind to think better, along with tapping into the chakras and the spirit, because it takes two to tango. You need both. You need your invisible world and your visible world to match up to be a full, complete balance. And then last but not least, the third aha moment was in 2014 when I met the Honorable, Most Justice, Noble, Immortal Dr. Sebi. I don't know if anybody ever heard of him, but Dr. Sebi. I met him in 2014 at the New Orleans Convention Center. And he told me, I had a conversation with him, and he basically blew my mind with nutrition and showed me what am I really supposed to be digesting and eating, right? And it made tons and tons of sense and added up with the science that I already knew. And then everything just came together. Whoa, I started changing my diet. I started changing, all of these things. And believe it or not, changing all of these things, my life completely took a change for something that is better than I could ever hope or imagine.
Yeah, I can only imagine. That's an incredible story. And it's amazing to hear, going from that moment of being in jail, finding this book, and then just studying this and embodying it and practicing it to where you are now. And so you mentioned meeting the doctor in 2014 who had a big impact on you. Is that at the point where you started, teaching this yourself and creating your own brand and business and that type of thing? Or when did that happen?
Yes, 25th. I met Dr. Sebi in 2014, and then in 2015, I like to have what I call the utmost aha moment. I was going through some turmoil in life, and I needed to go back to the basics. And so the one thing I discovered is that even though I knew all of this knowledge and I had all of these answers to all of these problems, the one thing that was missing from my arsenal was a consistent, everyday repetition, nonstop, without stopping. Once I incorporated nonstop practice of the principles that I already knew, because a lot of us know basically everything that we need to know in life. It's not about what we know, it's about what we apply. So a lot of people say knowledge is power, but I beg to differ. Knowledge is only part of the power. Applying the knowledge is the other part. And so when I began to apply my FCA yoga methods, because I already had created my own version of meditation. And so that always was with me. But when things still weren't going the way I wanted them to go, I said, well, let me go and do something that I've never done before. And so I activated my chakras all day, every day, read books all day, every day, for the first time, wrote affirmations nonstop all day, every day, listened to them all day, every day, surrounded myself and encased myself in a positive bubble of mind training, emotion training, body training, and spiritual training. And when I did this, the aha moment came in. I like to call it the fully chakra activated moment, when my chakras did something weird. I heard a voice, a female voice to be exact. This is why I heavily believe that, the source of what we like to pray to as a higher power is a sacred feminine source. And so I always give her knowledge, praise, and acknowledge her, the sacred feminine rules, period. Right. And so I heard this feminine voice told me to lift my hands. And when I lift my hands, this electricity and magnetism surged throughout my body. And I like to say I've been Superman ever since, literally. And that's that happened in 2015, and I started the business in 2015. Then I traveled to even broader views in California because I met Dr. Sebi in New Orleans. I'm from New Orleans, but the population of New Orleans is small for the market of what I'm trying to do. So I migrated to California. When I migrated to California, I met my business partner and self-made millionaire, Dr. Varun Nitin Gandhi. He's from Mumbai, India. And I activated his chakras on Venice Beach at Pier 25. 2 + 5 is 7. And me and him has been in business ever since. He invested the first 150 grand into my brand. And the grant from there grew the natural, holistic, physical things, meaning I was healing people with FCA yoga. I was healing people with spirituality. I was healing people with esoteric concepts and hidden concepts. And I did so many that it turned into its own full-fledged physical representation of healing people of incurable disease, healing people of mental disease, healing people of emotional disorders and diseases through miracle food and the miracle tea regimen. So literally, I healed so many people spiritually that it gave birth to a physical representation of what I was doing spiritually in the form of miracle food. So miracle food is basically the physical representation of what I've been doing in the spiritual world for so long. And what's that? Healing people.
Yeah, that's incredible to hear. Makes me think about like, I feel like you need like your own Marvel movie or something like that. It's such a powerful story. But one of the things I wanted to ask you, you've mentioned FCA, which is full chakra activation, a couple of times now. Can you talk a little bit about like what these techniques are and how you teach people and how it helps them heal?
I got an even better idea. I can show you right here in 5 minutes. You want to try it?
Yeah, sure.
So number one, FCA yoga is a yoga based in stillness. It doesn't come with complicated positions. It only comes in 2 positions: Savasana, which is lying on your back in corpse pose, or lotus, sitting up Indian style or in your chair. You know, if you can't sit Indian style, you can sit in your chair or sit on your tush, right? That's the number one thing. So it's basically you using all of your imagination and you going inside. And we're about to activate, literally turn on and physically feel all 29 of your chakra points. 29 chakra points, not just your 7 major chakra points, but all 29 of your chakra points. And we're going to do this. And you are a yoga instructor, so you already are in tune with your spirit and yourself and breathing and things of this nature. So it should be fairly easy for you. My 7-year-olds, my 8-year-olds, and my 9-year-olds and 10-year-olds get it done with ease. And this is the foundation of the new me. This is the foundation of who I currently am. This is without this exercise, I would not have made it to any of the accolades that I was mentioning. So we're gonna give you a chance to experience FCA yoga. So simply using the power of your imagination, I need you to close your eyes. And with FCA yoga, we breathe in through our mouth and out through our mouth. When we breathe in through our nose, the air flows into our brain and then trickles down into the rest of our bodies. When we breathe in through our mouth, the air goes down into our second brain, our hunch brain, our solar plexus mind, and then it travels up into the rest of our mind. Actually, when you breathe in through your mouth and hold it, you're actually digesting air particles. So FCA yoga employs a different way of breathing, through breathing in through our mouth and out through our mouth. And the way we do it is kind of like, I call it the reverse whistle. Or for some people who are into the 420 thing, I call it hit the weed, hit the marijuana, like when it's at a roach and it's at a joint and you got to go and make your lips go real small and you got to go and let the air in that little bitty hole. Right? And then you take it to the top, all the way to the top of your breath. You hold it for 1,000, 2 1,000, and then you slowly release with your teeth together like a snake. So we're going to take one deep FCA yoga breath. You follow me?
Mm-hmm. I got you.
Okay, so take one deep FCA yoga breath. Go. Deep, 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 deep. All the way. Expand your lungs until you get it filled, and then you hold it for 1,000, 2 1,000, and then release with your breathing. Okay, now, so whenever I tell you to breathe, that's the way you breathe, and we're going to hurry up and zip through this in 5 minutes. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
I need you to get a full, vivid visual of your own body inside of your own mind, and let me know when you have it.
Okay, I've got it.
Okay, think of the first positive word that comes to your mind. Let me know it.
I was thinking luscious.
Luscious. Okay, so the sun in the sky is no longer just the sun in the sky. The sun in the sky is now a luscious sun. The luscious sun in the sky drops in both of your hands. Let me know when you can see and have the luscious sun in both of your hands.
Okay, I've got it.
Now the luscious sun sinks into both of your hands like water sinks into the soil. Let me know when you have that.
Got it.
And now slowly breathing, pay attention for the subtle warmth and vibration of the luscious sun vibrating in your hands. And let me know when you can feel it.
Okay, I feel it.
Okay, these are called your palm chakras. Take a deep breath. Breathe with your palm chakras. Inhale and exhale. And let us hear you, Amanda. Let us hear that good breath that you got to give, and give that to that audience, and let us share in your breathing, right? Mm-hmm. Let us hear. We want to hear you, right? Okay. Now, the luscious sun travels from your wrist chakra to your elbow chakra. So from your wrist to your elbows, let me know when you feel the luscious sun vibrating in that region.
Okay, I feel it.
Deep breath. Hold and release. And now the luscious sun travels from your elbows to your shoulders. Let me know when you feel it there.
Okay, I feel it.
Deep breath, quick. And now the luscious sun shines upon your face, illuminating your entire face. Let me know when you feel it there.
Okay, I feel it.
Deep breath. The luscious sun now illuminates your neck, right jugular vein, left jugular vein, back of the neck, nape of the neck, collarbone. Let me know when you feel it there.
I feel it.
Okay, cool. And now the sunlight of the luscious sun shines upon the chest plate and the breastplate. Let me know when you have it there.
I feel it.
Quick breath. The luscious sun shines on the stomach and abdomen.
Okay, got it.
Deep breath. The luscious sun now illuminates the pelvis.
Okay, got it.
While continuing to breathing and continuing your breathing, the luscious sun now illuminates your hips, thighs, and rear end.
Okay.
Continuing your breathing, the luscious sun now illuminates from your knee chakras to your ankle chakras and everywhere in between. Let me know when you feel it from your knees to your ankles. Slowly breathing, normally breathing.
Okay, got it.
The sunlight of lusciousness illuminates your feet. Now your feet are all luscious. Let me know when you feel your luscious feet vibrating.
I feel it.
Deep breath. Now normally breathing, the luscious sun travels up your spinal cord all the way up all 33 vertebrae, spreading out through your back, your upper back, your middle back, and your lower back. Let me know when you feel the luscious warmth of the sun vibrating within your entire back.
I feel it.
Continuing your normal breathing, we're about to activate the root chakra. The root chakra is located in the perineal muscle. The perineal muscle is the muscle that you would use if you had to stop yourself from using the bathroom. The sunlight of lusciousness now turns into a red sunlight of lusciousness shining upon the root chakra. Let me know when you feel your root chakra activate.
Okay, got it.
Continuing your normal breath, the sunlight of lusciousness turns into a orange light, and we're going to activate the sacral chakra. The orange light of lusciousness shines upon the genitalia. Let me know when you feel your sacral chakra activate within the genitalia.
Got it.
And now normally breathing, the sunlight of lusciousness turns into a yellow sunlight of lusciousness shining upon the solar plexus located right there at the belly button. Let me know when you feel the solar plexus activate.
Got it.
Continuing your breath, the sunlight of lusciousness turns into a green sunlight and shines upon the heart chakra directly at the heart. Let me know when you feel the heart chakra activate.
Yeah, I feel it.
Continuing your breathing, the sunlight of lusciousness now turns into a blue sunlight of lusciousness, shining upon your luscious throat chakra. Let me know when you feel your throat chakra activate with the blue light.
Okay, got it.
Continuing your breathing, your sunlight now turns into a purple sunlight, and the purple sunlight shines upon the third eye chakra. The third eye chakra is located in between your eyebrows and along your forehead. Let me know when you feel your third eye chakra activate.
Got it.
Continuing your breathing, the luscious sunlight turns into a golden luscious sunlight, and the golden luscious sunlight shines upon the crown chakra. And the crown chakra is located directly on top of the head, like the soft spot on a baby. Let me know when you feel your crown chakra activate.
I feel it.
And now the luscious light of the sun shines on all 29 chakras at the same time. All of your personal, transpersonal chakras are being illuminated by the sunlight. And you silently repeat the phrase and the mantra, all chakras activate, inside of your mind on repeat. All chakras activate. All chakras activate. Make sure you say it with force. Make sure you say it with command, and command your chakras to activate. And let me know when you feel all chakras activate while you doing your normal breathing.
Okay, I think I've got it.
Let me know when you know you got it.
Okay,
Breathing
got
deep.
it.
All right. And breathing deeply now. Breathe deep, 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 and keep repeating the mantra, all chakras activate, and let it intensify and wash over your whole body. Let me know when it's doing that.
Okay, it's doing that.
And can you describe to the people how it does this feel?
Like warm and alive and kind of like tingly.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel the tingly feelings? Do you feel the warmth? It's kind of warm and cool at the same time, right?
Mm-hmm.
You feel lighter.
Mm-hmm.
You feel a release. Do you feel a release of pressure, a release of stress and tension?
Yeah, kind of like I could float away.
Yes. This literally what you are feeling in real time. You are literally feeling your spirit and your soul in concert. Spirit being your Merkaba, and your soul system being your chakra. Chakra and Merkaba work together in synchronistic harmony to make a full spirit body, a full soul complex. This is what you are feeling. Now, literally, with prolonged use, we can literally target points and areas of the body for healing. And this is how I used to heal people. I used to tell them, send the chakras to that particular area of the body and watch that particular area of the body start getting warm and start tingling and getting hot and getting cool and things of that nature. And this is how I used to heal people at first with FCA yoga. And from there, it grew into miracle food. And so it was like after I activated my 10,000 people of FCA yoga, it was like, okay, the universe said you can have miracle food now as a consolation prize. And miracle food was birthed from this exercise right here. So miracle food is basically the physical version of this spiritual exercise.
Yeah, no, that was amazing. Thank you for guiding me through that. I'm still feeling kind of like, I'm like, okay, where's my brain? Need to find my brain amongst my.
Well, no, remember the whole purpose, so remember it's a stillness yoga, and the whole purpose of FCA yoga is to quiet the brain and put your brain in the path of no mind.
Yeah.
When you don't have thoughts and you turn off the thought generation, you now leave room open, nothing but open and infinite space for infinite intelligence to flood on through, because infinite intelligence speaks when the mind is a blank slate. When the mind is bombarded with thoughts, we get distracted and we get worrisome and we get anxious and we get into all kinds of emotions that we don't need to get into, because the mind is on overload, just hitting us with thought after thought after thought, especially if we got horrible diets. Now our thoughts are definitely toxic, right? But then on top of that, when you employ FCA yoga, you notice that, wait a minute, my mind is more quiet. I am more relaxed. Wow. The spirit has taken over for this time being, you know? And with everyday use, it is a wonderful practice. The actual full exercise is 45 minutes, but I just give you the quick 5-minute version just so that you can see and get a actual physical feeling. You see how you describe physical feeling. You felt warmth. That's a physical feeling. You felt tingling. That's a physical feeling. You feel light, like you can float. All of these are physical feelings. So now we've taken that chakra technology into the realms of the physical proof. Now, what happens when you're on electrodes and diodes and we're doing this very exercise and we're getting the monitors to record what the body is actually doing? Why does the body feel warm? Why is the body tingling? Why does the body feel relaxed? Why are these electrical magnetic sensations happening in my body and I can physically feel them? We have to record this under the microscope.
Yeah. And have you had a chance to do that?
That's what we're in the process of doing. In 2022, we are doing 2 case studies. We're doing the FCA yoga case study, and we are doing the miracle food case study. In the miracle food case study, we're getting terminally ill patients who have incurable diseases who want to participate, free everything, fly out to the miracle food healing camp. And it's going to be either a 30-day program or 60 to 90-day program predicated upon their type of illness and how long it will take to cure them of their incurable disease. And we're going to get the study and data from that, like repeated study and data that we are healing incurable disease. And then on the other hand, we are preparing for the FCA yoga study so that people can come under a prolonged 2-week, 3-week regimen of FCA yoga and see and record those findings so that we can show that these spiritual practices are not just spiritual practices, they carry over into the medical industry. And we have to publish these findings in journals so that people can finally begin to utilize them, because FCA yoga is free on my website.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, for sure. I think that's going to be really cool once that comes out. Hey everyone, we're just taking a quick break from the show to talk about energy bits. Energy bits are spirulina tablets made of one ingredient, algae. Nothing added, nothing subtracted, just 100% plant-based algae nutrition. No sugar, no caffeine, no gluten, no soy, no additives, no GMOs, no preservatives, no binders, nothing artificial. Just 100% algae, 100% green, 100% healthy, and 100% pure. Pure and simple, the way food should be. They have high protein, high beta carotene, high iron, high chlorophyll, high antioxidants, and over 40 plus vitamins, including the B vitamins. They have electrolytes, including magnesium, potassium, and are a great source of essential fatty acids. Honestly, I could go on and on and on about how great energy bits are for you, and that's why I've decided to partner with them. If you want to learn more about energy bits or order some yourself, you can head on over to energybits.com to learn more. Use the code WANDERBARN to get 20% off your order. Once again, that's energybits.com and use the code WANDERBARN for 20% off your order. All right, back to the episode. One of the things I wanted to ask you about was, you've mentioned it a couple times, is miracle food. And so you said you were teaching FCA yoga for quite a while, and then miracle food was kind of birthed out of that. Can you talk a little bit more about, what that is and how it's helped people heal?
Yes, miracle food is literally Jesus in the bottle. When you look at the Bible, Jesus healed the sick. That's what miracle food does. And I've healed all kind of patients, everything from schizophrenia to dementia, to Alzheimer's, to HIV, stage 4 lung cancer, breast cancer, kidney failure, heart disease, multiple sclerosis, ALS, spinal cord injuries, paraplegics, quadriplegics, you name it. You name the malady, and I've completely put it under a regimen of getting removed out of the body, period. And so, number one, miracle food is a one-size-fit-all, kill-all disease regimen, because it's a system. It's a system as well as the ingredients in the system. So miracle food is an all-natural, 100% all-natural, vegan, plant-based oils. High milligram, high content, high concentrated plant-based oils. And what those oils are moringa, black seed, beetroot oil, and CBD with no THC. That's the miracle food oil. And remember, my philosophy is that the body is a car. right? If you go look at all of the vehicles or all of the things that in society right now, there's only one machine that actually mimics our body to the core, to the T, to the letter. And that's our vehicles, our cars. And it is even said that we are housed in these vehicles, right? Traveling down the road called life. It's literally called the road of life, right? And so let's analyze the cars and how we treat our cars. And we'll see that we treat our cars most likely better than we treat ourselves sometimes, right? When you look at it, all cars need water. Well, the body is 85% water, and the body definitely needs water, right? All cars need gas. Well, hopefully you guys are putting something healthy in your stomach. You call a gas. You call a gas tank, you call a stomach, right? But the one thing that all cars need that we mostly never give our body is that all cars need oil. But how many people wake up in the morning and say, hey, I'm about to proactively put oil in my car, aka my body, this morning? Roughly nobody. The only oils that we get into our bodies are the oils that we use from fried foods, right? The negative oils, the negative fats, the negative cholesterols. There's a positive for every negative version of everything. There's a positive version of mucus. There's a positive version of everything that is killing us right now, okay? Unhealthy cells, that's the unpositive version, brings cancer. Healthy cells is the positive version, brings healing. It's all the same in how we treat the body. So we flood the body with the miracle food, high octane oil, high concentrated oil, and then we couple that oil with raw, uncooked food, raw, uncooked eating. Meaning, no, you're not going to be able to, once you cook it, you kill it. We're trying to eat these fruits and vegetables while they're still alive, so those living cells can feed your living cells and aid your living cells into the repulsion and expulsion of mucus, inflammation, phlegm, plaque, bacteria, viruses, germs, and all of the things that make up for a sickness or a diseased environment. Flooding the body with alkalinity, if you will. Just like in the Bible, when they say God flooded the earth, that's the philosophy. We flood the body every morning with the miracle food regimen, right? And then it couples with the miracle tea. And miracle tea is 9 different antioxidant herbs packed into a powerful tea that makes for 1 gallon. And this is a 2-week, each package is a 2-week, 15-day cleansing cycle. So you're going to have discipline to, number 1, eat raw fruits and vegetables, uncooked food. Then you're going to have the discipline to make sure that when you're doing this, you wake up every morning and you do it every morning, because that's when your body flushes itself out the most, in the morning time. And we've seen amazing results. We reversed autism in children. We've healed so many things, and it's suitable for all ages. And remember, you can't overdose on it because it's all natural plant fats. Overdosing on miracle food is the equivalent of somebody saying they went to the pie eating contest and overdosed on the pie filling in the crust. It's impossible. It's food. They may get diabetes later on, but they're not going to OD and die right there. Okay, mm-hmm. But this is going to evacuate diabetes from the body. This evacuates all of them. And remember, we in America, we suffer from what other countries call rich people diseases. Diabetes, that's a disease that comes from overeating and negative overeating. 64% of this country lives in obesity. So all of our disease come from excess of wrong foods and dietary supplements. And so once we analyze this, we'll analyze that 64% of our problems in society when it comes to the medical industry will be healed immediately if we just simply decided to eat healthy and drink healthy, period. It's just simple mathematics. Right? It's 79%. The deaths, the leading killer in America is heart disease and heart attack. This means that we are not eating properly. Heart disease and heart attack is the leading killer in America. Guess what? When we started doing FCA yoga, we immediately found out on the heart math monitor that it lowers blood pressure and decreases negative cholesterol in the body. Right? And so just these simple things is like we're digging these graves, wondering And we're digging these graves, asking the medical industry to get us out of them when they can't. They can't get us out of the grave that they made for us. Remember, they told us to eat meat on the food pyramid. They told us to eat milk, drink milk. They told us to do all of these things when all of these things are slowly but surely bringing us to our early graves. So much so that we can't even make it to age 60 and 70, 50, 60 and 70 without needing a pill.
Yeah.
This is horrible. This is horrible.
Yeah, 100%. I completely agree. I feel like you just look at the way, Western society is, and it's like so many people are on medication and then they take medication because of the side effects of their medication. And it's just crazy.
Everybody's suffering from problems, and then they take more problems then they get more problems to try to fix the other problem, ending up with more problems. And we're good at, another thing we're good for in America, we're good for talking about problems. We can sit at a talk about problems forever, but how many of us are going to come to that same table with a valuable solution? And always remember, the person who's talking about problems is rarely the person that comes up with the solution.
Yeah, no, 100%. I completely agree with that. And I love that you've been able to create just, these things that are making huge differences in people's lives that aren't, super complex, like using the system that we've been built with and, our breath and our mind, and then taking, things that are natural in our world and combining them together to really help us heal. I think that that's really amazing.
Think about this. You ready?
Yeah.
Your body is a machine and your brain is a computer. Do you believe this?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Science proves that this machine and this brain is able to hold 10 petabytes, 10 million gigabytes of data. And that right there in itself shows you that this body and this mind is an artificially intelligent thinking biological organism already. Why? Do you tell your eyes to blink? No, your subconscious mind does that. You have no conscious thought in that effort unless something is in your eye and you're trying to get it out. Do you tell your stomach to do you tell your stomach to growl? Do you tell your skin to feel pain when it does feel pain? No, these are automatic built-in mechanisms within the machine, and they're operated by the brain. You call it mind, right? The spiritual world calls it ego. Now, when we analyze that our bodies are machines and our brains are computers, let's analyze computer technology. We're able to download, right, and receive and run programs. So when we look at the programs in our life, what programs are we majoritarily running off of? We're running off of fast food programs. We're running off of restaurant programs. We're running off of somebody else prepare the meal for us programs. Not ever knowing that this will breed a behavior of you not being able to monitor what goes in your body. Once this happens, your immune system gets lowered and disease is now able to bombard the system. You always need firewalls and defense mechanisms to make sure that the natural environment is not able to overtake the system. This body and this machine and this computer comes with self-healing, self-cleaning, self-actualizing, and self-knowledge mechanisms, programs already pre-programmed in us. This is why every human being wants to know who, what, when, where, how, and why. It's automatically hardwired in the core of the machine's program. Who, what, when, where, how, why. Now, once we understand this, we can then begin to treat our bodies and our brains and our minds like the machine computers that they are. Liken it unto a phone, Amanda. Your body is a cell phone. Your body is your iPhone, right? Your brain is the motherboard. Your egoic mind is the voice called Siri. Except Siri sounds like Amanda.
Yeah.
That's it. Siri sounds like Amanda. And I'm going to prove it to you right here. And your spirit soul is the one holding the phone. Now, what would have happened if the spirit soul was to mistake itself for Amanda and Amanda was to mistake herself for the spirit soul? Bingo. Now you see the world we live in today.
Right.
Right? And here we go. If you silently inside of your mind, we know that there's a you inside of there. You ready? Say your name and let me know when you said your name.
Silently or out loud?
Silently.
Okay.
Now, you just spoke your name without moving your lips. You just heard your name without using your ears. The question is, dear Amanda, who the heck was that inside of you saying your name and listening to your name being said at the same dag-nabbit time? Safe to say it wasn't your body, because your body has physical lips. We know you didn't use your physical lips, Amanda. You said say it silently. We know you didn't use your physical ears, Amanda. It said say it silently. That means there is another construct and a mechanism outside of the physical that is literally dwelling inside of you, because it happened on the inside. It didn't happen on the outside of you, because your physical ears would have heard it. Your physical lips would have moved. It didn't happen on the outside. It happened on the inside. And you heard your own name and you spoke your own name without moving your ears or lips, which means there's a whole other set of ears and lips inside of you. Who the heck is that? Can you please tell me?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of interesting. I've always thought about how it's interesting that we like are this mind, this soul, which I think of as myself, who's like in this body. So I don't know if that's maybe the answer.
Yes, you are. Remember, Beyonce says it best, right? Me, myself, and I.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. You ready? There's the self. What is the self? That's your physical being, your 5 fingers, your 5 fingers on both hands, your 5 toes, and your 5 toes on your other hand, on your other foot, sorry. And this body, this physical structure, right? This vehicle, that's the self. Then you got me. Who is me? Hi, I'm Amanda. Welcome to my podcast. Me, the mind, the person that has to find the problem and bring it to who to solve it. I. You got I. Who is I? Ready for it, Amanda? You ready? Close your eyes right now.
Mm-hmm.
And silently inside of your mind, command your chakras, all chakras activate over and over, and let me know when you feel that initial euphoria and rush of FCA yoga. Go out, I'll give you a few seconds.
Okay.
That's the I. Right there. So we just distinguish all 3 parts of you. Mother, daughter, and Holy Spirit. Right here, right now, we just determined the 3 different parts of you right here, right now. So the Bible was in line when they say 3 into 1. Analyze it. Analyze it and weigh it on the scales of truth. You know, truth can stand up under all scrutiny.
Mm-hmm.
So let the scale of scrutiny be your barometer of what is truthful and what is not truthful.
Yeah, no, I love that. I think that that's so important for all things in life, is to kind of put that through the truth meter. But
whenever you just said all chakras activate, you just felt your spirit and your soul, all chakras activate. Wow, I feel that. Okay, that's the I. That's this all-seeing eye on top of the pyramid. Remember, there's no more greater repeated letter in the English alphabet than the 9th letter, and that's I. I. And then second is, me. Look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. See? And it shows you right there. 9 is the perfect number. Remember, I is literally binary code. 0s and 1s. Well, a 0 can be an O and a 1 can be an I, right? Okay. This all matches up with our nature if we just put the pieces of the puzzle together and stop trying to understand it with our minds, because our mind only holds 10 million gigs. Our mind only holds 10 million gigs. It can't process infinite data. Now you're talking about quantum mind, quantum computer. You're talking about the infinite world, talking about the particle, the atom, the quark. This is why when Thanos snapped his finger, Ant-Man, nothing happened to Ant-Man. He was already in the world where the finger snap takes place.
Mm-hmm.
Why you think it didn't affect Ant-Man? Ant-Man was in the quantum world. When Thanos snapped his finger, Thanos was snapping his finger in the quantum world. That's why the physical world responded and everybody disappeared. The reason why Ant-Man didn't disappear because there weren't nowhere to disappear to. You're already from the place of the disappearance. You're already from the place of the invisible. Can you see atoms with your naked eye?
I mean, you can see things that are made up of atoms.
No, I'm just saying, we're about to get
no.
atoms. Atoms themselves. Can you see atoms with your naked eye?
No.
Cells, molecules, particles, quarks. Can you see any of these things? Any of these things with the naked eye?
I can't. No.
Nobody can see them with the naked eye. We have to put it under a microscope to see it. It's called, in science, it's called 2% visible light. The other part about, can you see germs with your naked eye? No. Can you see viruses with your naked eye? No. Can you see TV waves, Wi-Fi waves?
No.
Can you see all of the waves in existence? No. Can you see gamma rays? Can you see X-rays? So it's safe to say that 98% of the world that makes up our world, we can't even see it. We're literally blind. We're literally blind. They explain it to us in science that we're literally blind, that we can only see 2% of what's to really be seen in this motherfucker. Wait a minute. We can only see 2%. So that means out of 100 things, 98 of them I can't see, and only 2 of them I can see. Oh, that's legal. That's more than legally blind. You're Ray Charles blind, honey. That means 98% of your environment is made up of something that you can't see with your naked eye. But we always think we know. Amazing how crazy we are as a civilization. We're never in knowing. We're always just knowing and applying what we know at that time and growing into a new knowing. Because you take the K off of knowing, you got now. And now is forever changing, which means knowing has to forever change.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is powerful stuff. I feel like you could keep going with this. I do need to wrap up. But I've loved this conversation.
I love it too. And thank you for having me on.
Yeah, before we go, I want to give you the opportunity to share where people can go to find you and work with you and learn more about you and all that good stuff.
Yes, you can find me. You can just Google Chakra Doctor and there I go. I pop up just like any other service or product that is out there now. Just Google Chakra, CHAKRADOCTOR, Chakra Doctor. And everything about me going to pop on up.
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much for your time today and for sharing all of this and for taking me through FCA yoga. It was really powerful. So definitely appreciate that.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me on. It's been a blessing. And I appreciate all of the energy that you shared and the kindness that you've shown in your interview.
Yes, absolutely.